Are you there?
There you go. I couldn't hear you.
Hey, what's up, Caleb? All right, sorry, having some technical difficulties. All right,
We're
Caleb, man,
good.
how
We're
you
good.
doing? We got you
What
in. We
up,
got a
buddy?
brand new guest here.
What up,
Very
guys?
excited to have you on, man.
So,
How
man.
you doing?
Pretty good. Excited to be on.
I swear, bro, I've got a lot to cover. Got full week 12 breakdown. As I was saying before, I realized I was on mute. Plus, we got some other stuff going on. So, first, we want to get off with our high school updates here and high school games that are going off tonight. We got playoffs rocking and rolling. Here we got Mount Healthy here in Cincinnati, which you all are familiar with, who we've been covering all season. Got a load of talent here. We got Jameer Spain, Jameer Scott. We got Ty Watkins. We got Sanders, the wideout. All D1 guys. Sanders just committed to Youngstown State, so shout out to him. They're taking on Anderson, which is a pretty good team there in Cincy. It's a pretty tough playoff bracket they're going against, which has actually been rated the seventh toughest in the nation. That
Right.
Jameer Spain is actually leading them into.
Look at
So
the other
they're in
states.
Ohio. They're in Ohio Division Two, and they're got a tougher division than Ohio Division One. So
The other
tells you
states.
more that division stuff, kind of doesn't really matter all the time. So hopefully they get the dub tonight. We will keep you updated.
What state is that
As
first one in?
the first one,
Do you know?
no, I don't. Probably California. Probably
California?
California. Yeah,
Yeah,
probably
Yeah,
probably.
California.
probably for
Yeah,
But
sure.
yeah.
yeah, we got our second game here with our another prospect we've been covering all year since Elite 11, Jason Wright, there in Virginia. He has been killing it all year. He's going to lead LC Bird hopefully to another win as they keep going. Buffalo commit there. We've seen him when he didn't have a single FBS offer. He didn't have any FBS offers. I think he only had like two offers, and they were only FCS when we seen him. And then
Yeah.
they all just started coming in at the end of summer. But with that being said, we'll go ahead and get into it. As you can read the ticker, we got the top six on for this week. Man, it's not the craziest lineup on paper, but we've had some crazier lineups. I feel like going into the week and them kind of letting us down. So
For
hopefully
sure.
we got some sleepers on here, guys. But we're gonna go ahead and start off. We'll go ahead and go in order. We got noon going off. First, before we get off, we'll go ahead and start with Dalton. What are you thinking, Dalton, overall? Like, is there any games that are kind of sleepers on the top six, or what do you think here?
I think a lot of these games will be close. It's just there's not a huge implications to a lot of them, except the Big 12 games. But I think the Colorado one will be close. I think the rest of them on here. BYU, it might be in trouble. They've played so many close games, man.
I know. Yeah, BYU is always getting saved last second. Caleb, any other games that
I,
kind of stand out
I
to you, or what are you thinking?
I agree with that BYU one. I kind of have that as an upset of the week. To be honest, they did not play good last outing at Utah. They had, I think, one offensive touchdown. They was settled a bunch of field goals. So I
Yeah.
mean, Kansas started the season was supposed top 25, supposed to be a high powered offense. They just kind of didn't pan out. So, but I think BYU could be on upset alert for sure.
Yeah, no, I feel like a lot of people maybe thought these teams like coming in, to the season would have been flip flop. Maybe thought maybe thought Kansas was on a crazy roll like BYU
Yeah,
is, but it just hasn't. It hasn't gone like that. Lance Leipold, the coach there, and they got Daniels as their quarterback. I mean,
All their
yeah, it
losses
just
have been one score games, though.
I
yeah,
know, but they're just
All
kind
of
of
them.
like them in Arizona has just had some pretty similar seasons. I feel like they had good quarterback. They got feels like they got all the pieces covered. They just need to one up what they did last year, and then they just couldn't
right,
get it done. So
right, yeah,
um,
Yeah.
I feel like every team that really hasn't shown up for whatever reason is personnel, injuries, coaching, which we can get into here. But no, I'm kind of on the same boat here with all you all. I think we got an upset alert looking here. Maybe I mean South Carolina, I mean, it's not really an upset. They're pretty ranked pretty close, but they could go ahead and get the dub. But
They're probably
we'll go
favored.
ahead and start off with the first game and get you all's takes on here, man. We'll go with Colorado. Kind of everyone's kind of either turning around the corner or you're just staying on the other side where if you're a hater before, you kind of just have to stick where if you didn't switch over. So, what do y'all think with Shadur Sanders leading Colorado? They're saying he's in the Heisman contention now, which I think it's a little kind of overdue just because there's not that many other quarterbacks playing good. But what did
right.
y'all think going into this game? Can you think they can keep it rolling and keep their playoff picture alive?
First thing is it's really damn weird kickoff time. It's like 10 o'clock local. Like, what's
Mm.
up with that?
Yeah,
I would hate that as a fan, dude. That would suck. Yeah, so that sucks. I don't think it's gonna be too rowdy of a fans in Colorado that like normal. So that might play a part in it. But Utah's offense sucks, dude.
yeah,
Colorado too much offense for Utah. I
yeah.
think pretty comfortably 13 points around there. Utah's got a great defense still, but they can't carry him against two first round picks.
No,
Yeah. What do you
you
think,
got the
Caleb?
bet. You got the best player in the country in Travis. You got the best quarterback in the country, the potential coach of the year in prime time. Utah only averages 22 points a game. I mean, that ain't going to cut it with Colorado. I mean, that's just
Nah,
Shador's going to throw 3 touchdowns on accident, and so yeah, Utah's already on a 5 game skid. I say that going to go to 6 game skid, and Colorado is going to. I think Colorado ends up sneaking in the playoffs. Honestly,
tough year for Willingham this year, man. He's been so consistent at Utah. It's
yeah.
rare to
What
see a
happened to
down.
Cam Rising? I mean, he was supposed to be a stud,
I
and
mean, he can't stay healthy, dude.
I mean, Jesus, it's
He wasn't that,
bad.
he had one good year anyways, out of like six,
Yeah,
honestly. So
yeah.
he's overrated. He needs to just hang him up, man. Go do it.
We'll see if Zach Wilson's brother's better than him.
He ain't been playing good so far, but
Yeah, but he's
he's a
only a freshman.
freshman. But
Yeah,
he's
yeah. I mean, I kind of agree. I think Shadur's the best quarterback in the nation by far. I mean, Dion's trying to get that coach of the year. I think he deserves it. Him and Coach Signetti there in Indiana. I think if
Absolutely,
it's not
yeah.
them two, then I think it's just kind of a reach. But
It's
yeah, I think
completely
Colorado
wrong.
can do it. You
on
think you
that
bring up
BYU
a
coach too.
I know, man. I think you bring up a good stat, Caleb, with them only getting 22 points a game. I think we brought up the stat there. Colorado has 19 sacks in their last 4 games. So I mean, if you got
Yeah,
to going up
Colorado.
against
I
them,
got
Top
here.
6 in the
Colorado
country.
averages 33 points a game. So yeah, that I think it's going to keep rolling. I don't care if Utah's defense is good or not.
No, they like
yeah,
I said, they ain't good enough. They're good enough against some teams, but they haven't been
Yeah,
good enough 5 games in a row against a
I
lesser
agree.
competition. So I don't think no shot. But
I agree.
maybe you never count Utah out though. I'll say that.
no. I
You
think
can't.
they'll try to ground and pound you. I mean, last year they had a good run game. They were able to lean on it with their injuries.
Hmm.
Obviously, same case this year, but just not able to get the productivity out of the run game as they thought. So,
It is the year of
yeah,
the upset, and it's a rival game. So
Yeah, they got good receivers too, man. They just don't got a guy that can get them the ball yet. So they
yeah,
got good weapons too. Money Parks and Michael Pittman. They got two. They got good receivers. Brett Quitty at tight end. They're solid weapons, but
yeah,
their
for
quarterback
sure.
just can't get them the ball.
I agree.
Yeah, we'll see if maybe they hit the portal. Hopefully they bar Cam Rising from campus. Hopefully he's like he's banned. Hopefully he put a
That'd
restraining
be
order on that dude.
I agree.
that'd be cool.
Yeah, he's hopefully I mean, hey, hopefully he goes into coaching or the next chapter is good for him. But
Yeah,
sometimes you just gotta know when to hang it up and let
CFL
the let the young guys come up and do your thing. But yeah, I mean, I think we're on the same boat there with Colorado. I got Colorado in that one as well, which will go into Pitt trying to get the win against Clemson. I mean, Dabo is still trying to reclaim the ACC, and he's not in first right now. SMU is kind of looking like they're all of a
mm,
sudden in the driver's
yeah.
seat. But Pitt undefeated, not once more. I mean, 3 weeks in a row, right? I mean, they've lost 3 in a row,
2
I
in a row.
believe
2 in a
at
row.
two
But
in
least
a row. Yeah,
two. Yeah, for sure.
two.
Yeah,
they only got
Yeah,
2
they
losses
could.
total. But
Yeah, they
they
could
got blown
easily
out
be
by
three. I
SMU, and then
mean,
Virginia's a bad loss, man.
yeah,
yeah,
Last week,
bad.
yeah.
I
Virginia's
What, so
terrible.
what So what do y'all think? Do you think that it's just going to be like Cade Klubnik throwing all over him? I mean, or do you think it's just going to be a boring game, or like what do you all think? Or can Pitt get it done?
They gave up 48 to SMU, so I think they're going to score close to that. Honestly, their offense is about on par with SMU's. Clemson's is. Pitt's
they're
just not playing good anymore. They lost that point game, man. This was, they couldn't rebound last week. I don't think this is not a good rebound game either.
yeah,
Clemson's always more talented than Pitt, so they're just gonna show this week. I think Clemson, wins by. I think they cover the spread, which is 11.5. I think they cover.
damn. I mean, they both do score a bunch of points. They both average over 35 points a game. But Clemson usually, I don't know what's been going on these last few years. Maybe it's the offense. The defense, besides Georgia, have looked pretty great for Clemson, and besides the Louisville game. But other than that, they've been holding their own like Clemson of old. I think Clemson. I agree. I think they'll cover the spread as well. I just don't. Pittsburgh, they're on like you said, 2 game skid. They started off hot, but they didn't really play nobody in the first few weeks.
They win a lot of
So
close games too. They
yeah,
were nail biters.
yeah, exactly. So yeah, I say Clemson gets the job done.
Yeah, I agree. I think that the Pitt they don't have that guy at quarterback. They don't have a playmaking stud guy at quarterback. I mean, you can't really expect too much. It's Pitt,
And
but
Clemson has the coach over the Pittsburgh. I mean, they got the
Yeah,
better quarterback, the better coach. That's usually the recipe for success.
better everything really.
Yeah, these are the you look at these games, Dabo don't lose too many of these
Yeah,
games. These
exactly.
games where it's just over talented from top to bottom. Usually he's out. They probably got intimidation factor going against Clemson. I know they haven't won in a while, but it is still Clemson.
Yeah,
They're not. I know they're at home and Pitt's at home, but
yeah,
we'll see.
Yeah,
We'll see. I think Clemson's going to run away with that one. If they can get up early, they can get up to a 13-0 lead, something like that. It'd be lights out. It's over.
yeah. If they
It'd
can
be
run the ball and chew the clock up, I think Clemson. Yeah, they jump out to the early lead. That's probably a wrap.
yeah.
yeah. I feel that. I feel that. Now we'll go ahead and go into our game that's off the noon slate. Get you a little break here. Now with that 4:15, I guarantee you that's probably like be a 4:30 if whatever they do. You know how they
Yeah,
do it, but they'll probably always try to give them. Anytime I see a 15 like the BYU KU game, it's easily gonna be a 10:30. But Missouri and South Carolina. South Carolina's been turning heads all year. They arguably got the best defensive end combos in the nation. They get a ton of sacks. And I mean, they got Dylan Stewart. They're going to try to break the bank next year to keep him. And do you think they can go ahead and get the dub? It's not going to be necessarily a big upset. Probably going to be a pick'em game here. But I could see South Carolina getting a 10-point win, no problem about it. I don't think they could blink and get 10 points. I wouldn't be surprised at all. But what do you all think?
They're actually favored 13.5. So
Oh shit.
yeah. I
yeah,
think they cover that 100%. I mean, Missouri, the two big schools they've played against, they don't show up. I mean,
no, not at
South
all.
Carolina's coming off a win against A&M. They brought Vandy back down to earth when Vandy was hot for them last 3 or 4 weeks, and they put it on Vandy. And then hold on, I got the stat for you. Their quarterback is not. Yeah, Brady Cook only thrown for 1,500 yards this year, seven
Yeah, yeah.
touchdowns. I mean, we're in week 9. You
He
got
was so
seven
good last
touchdowns
year.
on the season. I mean, it's not good.
No, it's not. He
Okay.
was so good
So hold
last year
on.
too,
You're
and they
telling
great
me,
receiver too. So what's up?
hold on, you're telling me that we got South Carolina at 23, Missouri at 24, and it's a 13-point is a spread
Yeah,
right now.
that's what
Yeah,
I'm telling you.
Damn. I mean,
yeah.
that's kind of that sounds like it's a trap, but then
It's
it
because Missouri
doesn't.
has 2 losses. South Carolina has 3 in the rankings,
I
but
know,
South
man. I
Carolina's
just look
better.
at I actually like that spread. That would be the spread I would think, but it's usually always surprising you when you look at it's usually always lower. But I am very surprised. That's a 13.5-point spread. That goes to show you I haven't bet football in a couple weeks. I've been getting my ass kicked because ever since it's been downhill ever since Bama lost to Tennessee. So I
Yeah.
mean, Tennessee's. I always hated Tennessee before. Ever since then, it's a wrap. Tennessee can never do anything. They can win 3 natties in a row. They can go on a Dabo run. I don't give a shit. I
No,
Right.
don't care about
hope not.
Tennessee after that. But Missouri, man, I just don't take them serious as an SEC team. I think they
And
got lucky. I think they got really lucky when they got in the SEC. I think nobody else was even in like the stratosphere to get in because you got to think that was like what 2010, 2011 when they
something
got
like that.
in.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's around there when they got in the SEC and they was in the Big 12. Around that time, there's teams that's kind of passed them up that were lower than them since, and I feel
Vandy.
like you could you could switch them out, man. I just don't see
They
how
beat
they're up in
Vandy
the
though. They
SEC.
beat Vandy this year.
I don't. I just don't see. I just think you could replace them with any Big Ten team, and they would be pretty similar what they've done. They
I
had Matty
agree.
Walk as their last quarterback that done anything. I mean, they haven't had a blue chip guy that's like really really good. That's like, it's always just like they have Burton, right, the wide receiver, but
Luther
I mean,
Burton, yeah.
yeah, he's good, but I mean, I'm talking blue chip guys like quarterbacks, just those guys those NIL sell tickets guys. They don't have too many of those, and it's
Right.
not because it's just I don't know, man. It's just I don't know what it is. If it's a hard sell recruiting, I don't know if it's what it is, but I don't know. But with NIL, they could turn it around. Maybe they start breaking the bank and getting guys, but I think and see them getting blown out. Actually like the 13.5-point spread here.
They had a great year last year.
I know, but they're just it's a every time you don't every time you see Missouri do good, it's always a surprise. It's never like, oh, there's good because that's a good team. It's just like you
Yeah.
look
I
up
mean, who have
Missouri's
what good team have they showed up against? I
Not
mean,
this year, nobody. Their schedule has been weak. They have like
yeah.
the easiest SEC schedule of all.
yeah, I think they're like I don't know, man. Like they're on like UK's level, right? I mean, they're just really similar to UK to me, but even with UK, at least you can know UK is going to have a good decent run game every
Yeah,
year.
their defense is always
Yeah.
solid. If Kentucky can find a quarterback, and I don't
They
even know if
suck.
he's really the issue, but
They
yeah,
suck.
their defense is solid.
They suck
Yeah,
this year.
no, I think everyone's is kinda like the good narrative on them,
They were
man,
good
is
for a
just
while.
never had a good quarterback. I mean,
Yeah.
they were Will Levis, if you wanna count him as a first rounder, okay, but if you take outside of him, they haven't had a big recruit. Drew Barker was supposed to be their biggest recruit ever. He was a me and
Benny
Dalton.
Snell wasn't even a big recruit. He ended up being great in college, but he didn't come in high
Well, they
profile.
had backs. They've had backs for sure.
Oh,
Rodriguez
for
still in the
sure.
league.
Yeah.
He
Lynn
was
Ray
Bowden
actually
here. Lynn
yeah,
Bowden.
Ray
they've always
Davis is
backed a
playing for
lot.
Buffalo right
Lynn
now. I
Bowden here
mean,
was impressive.
yeah.
Yeah, they've always had some good DNs, linebackers, some interior guys. They even have because we were
Oh,
going to interview that UK commit. They have 5 offensive linemen in the NFL right now.
they
So I
got a
mean,
guy going first round this year, D tackle.
yeah, they had Larry Wolford back in the day, who was Drew Brees' guard. So I mean, they've had guys, everybody pretty much but a quarterback with what you need to win in the SEC, which it's
Yeah.
been proven, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, I think we're right on board there. I think South Carolina is going to potentially maul the Tigers. We'll see. I might have to throw some little money on that, but we'll go into the 7 o'clock slate, which is Kansas State, Arizona State. I think a lot of people maybe think this is going to be a sleeper game, but Arizona State, man, they've been pretty surprising this year how they're able to turn around and get some late night wins if you've been able to catch them. But what do you all think of the Kansas State game here?
Oh man, I take it's a great game. Honestly, I think it should be really close. It should be the closest of maybe all the first 4 games. For sure. Both teams' losses this year are on the road, so I'm gonna ride with K State at home here. I would take the home team either way. Both teams are pretty even, but Kansas State has the more tradition of being good. They're always solid. They're never bad. They're never bad. I don't remember a year they
Yeah.
were like 5-7, man. They're always 7-5 or better for real. It seems like it's just sneaky good, and I don't think they drop another game. They can't lose another game to stay in Big 12 contention. So I
Mhm.
think they win this one.
I agree. And Avery Johnson's a gunslinger. He ain't scared to throw any ball. It don't matter who's covered. Triple coverage, it don't matter.
Yeah,
Yeah, Kansas State loses, they're done. Like you said, they play late, so I'm not too familiar and fresh on the Arizona State. I know they do average a bunch of points. They average 33 points a game. But with Avery Johnson, and they have to get this done. And like you said, both losses have been away. I like the home team, Kansas State for sure.
the best thing about um, Arizona State is their running back, Kamsa Tebow. He is one of the best running backs in the country, actually.
Okay, okay,
And he said he's coming back this week. He missed last week, and they're still able to win. So
yeah,
he might play a big part in it. But Kansas State's run game is really good too, with Giddens
right,
and Dylan Edwards, both of them, playing a big role. So their run game is really good. Avery Johnson can run too. That's something. Arizona State's guy's pretty much a pocket passer. Sam Levitt, he's not been playing bad, but he's not putting up big numbers, man.
Avery Johnson tough too. He's like a baker. He'll take a lick and hop right back up and get and keep moving.
I like him a lot, man. I think everyone's saying he's like going to be a Heisman candidate next year,
I
but
think it's the hair. I like him a lot too.
yeah, he looks like I call him Urban Wyatt, man. It looks like that Urban Wyatt dude that hangs out with Harlow's best dude. But it's a 7.5 point spread right now. Kansas State. I think that's a pretty safe spread. I mean,
That
Kansas
is,
State's very good at controlling the tempo. They've always been good at that. They know when to
yeah,
go slow, and they can all of a sudden you look up in the third quarter and you got to play fast and go because they just got down the clock, and they've always been good at that. They did that. That's how they beat Colorado. They just controlled the clock. Every third down they had to get, they got. And
yeah,
we
Yeah.
would be looking at Colorado totally different right now if they would have got that freaking win against
yeah,
Kansas
hundred
State,
percent,
man.
100%.
Oh yeah, and if they play Nebraska again, they wouldn't lose to them.
No,
Yeah, yeah, I know. Nebraska, man, they are in a bad spot.
I
They're in
think
a bad spot. They all of a sudden at the end of the year they bring in Dana Holgerson to be their OC. That was done this week. I think that's just they're trying to exhaust all options, hoping Rayola don't transfer. But I mean, that's an interesting conversation about Nebraska. I don't think it's gone like Matt Rule thought it was. I think kind of either he's right and you got to build it year by year, and it takes time to build a program. We can attest to that. We were a part of a bad high school program, but we got good. It took time. You can it's either that's what's happening, or Matt Rule's true colors are showing, and it's just he's losing it. I don't know which one it is, but what do you all think?
I mean they played good against Ohio State. I mean their offense didn't play too good. Their defense is mainly what kept that a close ball game.
yeah.
Uh, it's hard to say because Matt Rule was great with Baylor, but
Yeah,
was it his team or was it the superstars or was it his coaching? I mean,
yeah.
I think Raiola does leave though. I don't think it. I see him
Mm.
going somewhere bigger. He's got the aura. He's got a big arm. I think he goes somewhere and makes more money somewhere else.
That's
That's a good point. That's a good point. Yeah.
and they got his little brother committed though, right?
Yeah. True. True. That's big. That
I
might keep him
I mean,
around.
that's I mean,
Yeah,
commitment we've seen with recruiting, it don't matter. I mean, we're gonna
it
I know
talk
don't.
more.
about that here
Yeah.
in
It
a
don't
second.
matter, dude.
Commitment it's not it's kind of an oxymoron. They're not committed to anything. I mean,
Right.
I feel it because when we were kind of meeting these recruits and stuff, and you kind of learn on their side when you never know until you know, and when you know if you know, but you've changed your mind, why would you wait till you get on campus and then leave? You know, it just I
Yeah,
feel it. And then money
I agree.
talks, so you got to throw in that in there, and then you got to
That's
throw in
changing the
pressure.
whole game.
Yeah, I mean, they're saying the Bryce Underwood's going to turn down the 10 million from Michigan.
Wow,
Really.
Yeah, he's going to turn
that's
down the 10 million.
That's because
Yeah,
it was a
they
that's
4 year
insane.
thing. He couldn't transfer or something. I think.
$10 million, bro.
That's
I
I
think
crazy.
they're
mean,
going to do something. I don't know what they can do, but they're going to try to regulate to where these kids can't just move like next week. Like they're going to have to do something to where, all right, you got to at least play the year out, or at least go to school there for the year, and then you know what I mean? Because these kids are leaving mid-season and then going and doing their thing.
Yeah, for
you
sure. I
know,
agree with that. But
y- go ahead.
it's like even if they stay in the team, if they're not playing. What's the point?
Yeah, but like Huggins Bruce went to South Carolina, left Louisville, went to South Carolina,
Yeah, for
went
sure.
through training camp, spring game, 2 3 weeks before the season, he leaves and comes and plays football for Louisville. I mean,
That's true. Yeah, that is. I know that is a problem. It
It's
is a
hard,
problem.
man, and it's hard. I think it's either going to go one way. I think we're going to start seeing guys have contracts, and if you do leave, you have to give a certain percentage of your
yeah,
NIL back,
that's
maybe,
what's going to end up
or
happening for sure.
I think
Absolutely.
it'll happen. I think they'll do that, and then if they do it, I could also see, man, we might be having a freaking waiver wire in college football here soon. I mean,
Yeah.
we could have a guy suit up for Clemson on Saturday, say he don't want to play there no more, and he'd be at Florida State on Wednesday in practice. And he's playing
y-
that week.
Yeah,
That could happen. It could
I,
happen.
I don't
Yeah.
doubt it.
It could
I,
happen, man. I mean, then you got to bring into they're going to maybe if they're going to bring in revenue sharing, if they're going to make them actual state employees, are they going to make them employees of the school to where people don't think if you're going to make them employees of the school, you're going to have to give them PTO, sick days, bereavement. I mean, tax it's going to be a whole different ordeal that they're going to have to do if they
yeah.
start doing that, but I think they could maybe do a salary cap too. I mean, I think they could see doing a salary cap too where just like, all right guys, like come on.
A certain amount for
So,
yeah. That'd be cool. Salary cap would be good. Make it competitive for the lower level teams. Still,
well, I was going to say they probably would have to tear it up. I mean, because a school like Texas A&M and M and Ohio State that has them $20 million rosters and are
Yeah.
willing to pay that money are going to be like, come on now, just because Marshall can't afford it, why are we getting punished?
for
Like
sure.
that's the name of the game. So I feel like they could salary cap it, but it'll have to be in tiers. Like all the Power Five schools, y'all get X amount of dollars. All the lower level schools, y'all get X amount of dollars. Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
group of
could see
four, and
that.
then power
I
four,
could
group.
see
Yeah,
that.
Yeah.
A crazy situation where I've thought of this scenario like, all right, if we're gonna do because they say they might be doing the 70 team two conferences, those mega conferences, right? And kind of do what you're saying, the tiers pretty much. But what I think that they could do, I don't think they will, but I think you could have tier two, tier three, the lower level, guys, the G5 guys and below, all those. They start their season 3 to 4 weeks before. Then if you got guys that want to leave, all right, cool. You ain't even started you over here in Georgia. We ain't started
Yeah.
yet.
Right.
no,
What if
don't do that.
they could have that? I mean, there's just so many ways. I like to think some weird shit, weird just stuff how it could possibly happen. Now you can, all right, we're going to start the G5s here a couple weeks early because y'all are already skipping out week 3 anyway. Y'all are already skipping out. Louisville just
Yeah.
had a guy leave last week. Some other guys. I mean, these aren't guys putting up big numbers. And I think a Utah guy actually just left too, a running back, one of their backup running backs. So, I mean, I don't know. We could see it. I could talk about that forever. Just how maybe they're going to
They
do with this money
they're going to
stuff.
have to do something because more and more kids are sitting out of bowl games. I mean,
Yep.
bowl games, yes, bowl games aren't the playoffs, but the bowl games are still something you're supposed to celebrate. Like the end of our season, we have a chance to win a fat ass ring. I mean, play one last game if you're a senior. Why you even you say okay, I'm going to go to the NFL? That's
Miller
not
Moss.
guaranteed. That's not
Miller Moss
guaranteed.
wouldn't have had the hype coming in if he didn't play that bowl game.
Right.
Oh yeah, I know. Dominated Louisville last year.
He's
Yeah.
horrible. Dalton loves him. Dalton thinks he's the
I
best
said
thing.
I said
He's the best thing
he's
since
pretty
sliced bread.
good. He should have got benched for sure.
You
I mean,
said Nolan Moss.
USC quarterback? No.
Jordan Maeva's weak, bro. Everybody's sweet.
They've never had a good quarterback. Coach JB was talking
What?
about that
They
on our
always had
show,
good
man.
quarterbacks. Lincoln Riley.
If you count, you can't. I'm talking not portal guys, bro. I mean, I'm talking like guys they've nurtured. They're like they haven't got a. He was bringing up because Bosco and Don Bosco and like the other top one out there in California. Forgot the other one. Bishop Gorman. He's like, bro, they haven't
Bishop
got a
Gorman.
USC guy. They haven't. None of them went to USC. They haven't got any guys in their backyard in so long.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
don't know what it is. I think it's just they're just not really heavy on football, and there's just too much going on in LA. They don't have people showing up to
Too
games.
much going on. Yes, too
Way too
much.
much.
I
Too
don't
much
know
going
when
on.
they'll be good again, honestly. Yeah.
So y'all
Yeah,
like Kansas State right here.
You
Yeah.
got two
Yeah.
NFL teams. I mean, yeah.
Kansas State.
It's too much going on, man. Like you said, and a lot of stuff's going to be going on here in Georgia. A lot of people think Tennessee can get the upset. I'm very skeptical. I hate Tennessee. I've already said that. I think Georgia. I'm not high on them either. Carson Beck's a turnover machine, but we're going to see what I think. Carson Beck's draft slot's going to affect a lot this week. I know it's pretty much already. He's pretty much
Oh,
already a third rounder, in my opinion.
yeah.
Yeah.
It went from first to third in 3
Real
weeks. I mean,
quick, real
Yeah.
quick,
3
and
weeks.
then you never know if he loses against this Tennessee team, man, and throws 2 picks and goes for 120. I mean, I don't know. He could go. He could slip his ass down the 5th round real quick. You
yeah.
know. You
Yeah, I
know.
think if he goes that far though, he's a steal. I don't think he's good, but he does have a great arm. He just tries to make too many crazy throws. If he gets his head right, he might be a good quarterback.
Yeah, he's got
Yeah.
17 touchdowns and 12 interceptions on the year. I mean,
Last year was dominant
yeah.
though. He dominated last year.
And you can tell, man, with Kirby and those plays he calling, he's trying to protect them as much as he can. He tries to make it as easy as he can for Beck, and he fucks it up every time.
Well, I watched y'all stream last week, and Dan, you said something. You got to play perfect, and you got to hope Georgia's defense makes some mistakes. I've
Yeah.
yet to see Tennessee's quarterback play perfect this year, so I think and Georgia don't lose often, so I don't see Georgia losing 2 in a row. At that, I think Georgia might honestly. Georgia's at home, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think Georgia. If whatever the spread is, take Georgia.
really, 9.5 is what it is. So
Take it.
Ooh.
you like that, huh?
Yeah, I like
Ooh.
that.
I think it's big, man. I
As
think
long
it's
as Beck don't throw 3 picks.
fair enough.
Beck
I
throws
think
three pigs,
that's
that's a
a
different
big if
story.
though. I'd say honestly nowadays that's a big if. But I think it'd be a three score. I think it's a field goal game. Honestly, I think it's a 3 point game at the end.
Ooh.
I think
Hot take.
both defenses are going to ball out. It's going to be a low scoring game. Tennessee's got probably the second best running back in the country.
Oh
Um,
yeah, he's a beast. Yeah,
yeah, like 20 touchdowns or something. If it wasn't GT, if it weren't for GT, he'd be talked about a lot more. He's dominating. Their past game's not great. Nico's, underwhelmed a little bit, but he's been efficient. He just hasn't put up big numbers. He hasn't done a
this
lot of
is
picks though. He hasn't done a lot of picks.
he's 1,800 yards, 1,800 yards, 11 touchdowns, 4 picks. I mean,
Yeah,
that's not bad.
4 picks, right? That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying for a redshirt freshman, first time really playing. That's solid year. It's
yeah.
not, Tua
It's
didn't
just
call it.
Georgia's a different animal.
Yeah, for sure.
Defensive wise.
Yeah.
Yeah, last week they gave up 28, which that's a lot for them. 28.
Yeah, it
If they
is.
get 28 though, I think they can win. If they can
Yeah,
do what Ole Miss did last week, I think they
I
can win.
I agree.
Their front's better than Georgia's this year, which is rare to say, but Tennessee has a
Yeah,
better front on both sides.
yeah.
It's so many. It's so weird, man. There's so many teams that got the quarterback. They don't have the line. They have the line. They don't have the quarterback, and they don't have the. If they got the quarterback, they ain't got nobody to throw to. Like it's just. It's so hard to win in college. It's so hard to win anywhere. But
That
man, it's so
that's
hard.
why I have. That's why Shador is one of them. I mean, his offensive line's horrible. He's
Yeah,
got weapons
they've
all
been
over
playing
the
pretty good.
field, but he's the most hit quarterback in the nation.
Yeah.
And he's only got 6 interceptions on the year. I think he's got 10 total for the last 2 years.
We
I
only have
mean, and
4 last
almost
year.
50 touchdowns. I mean, yeah.
Yeah,
Problem,
he's
bro.
a
He's
dog.
so good.
You
He's so
put
good.
Carson Beck or Jackson Dart or even Avery Johnson on that horrible of offensive line, they don't produce like he does. I mean,
No, I,
Yeah.
I agree absolutely. NFL
You
scouts are
can't.
probably starting to see it. I've seen
You
everybody say
can't.
you on now.
You
So
can't teach sitting in the pocket like that, and
no.
you can't teach that. That's
He
all
waits for the
internal.
last second. He don't care. He's going to get his head rocked, and he knows it. He don't care.
Yeah. I
NFL
love that
protects
shit.
quarterbacks more anyway.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's way more
He's a
safe, and
big
I
dog.
agree. He's way more safe in the NFL.
Yeah, when he gets
Yeah,
yeah, he's get a hit, get the licks in now, buddy.
man, I love Shedeur, man. I think it's gonna be a heck of a game. I think Carson Beck. Yeah, I could. What's the over under on picks on Carson Beck? Does he play a clean game? This I have a question for you guys. Does he play a clean game, or do you think he's gonna turn the ball over and they barely skip by? What
I,
do you think?
I think he, like I said, I think it's a 3-point game, and because of Beck, I don't think he plays good really.
If he
Tennessee's
don't play good, I
good.
agree with Gent. But if he don't turn the ball over, I think they run him out of the stadium.
Yeah, yeah. If he doesn't, I agree, but I just don't. I think he does. I think he throws at least one pick, might
I
fumble.
100%. I'd bet $100 he definitely throws one. That's just in his nature at this point.
I like that. I love that. I love that. He's definitely throwing one. He's
Yeah,
definitely throwing one. It shows to show you how much of a dog, no pun intended, Kirby Smart is. He's had fucking Stetson Bennett and Carson Beck, and he's out here getting rings. Like, I mean, give this guy a quarterback. Give this
Stetson
guy
Bennett was in the Heisman race. Come on, don't
because
put
of Kirby
this-
Smart and because
he's
of
in the
Kirby
league
Smart
still. He's in the league
because
still.
of he
NFL.
hasn't played a freaking snap. He was in
Yeah,
rehab all last
Rams, ain't
year.
he?
Yeah, yeah,
Stafford's back up.
yeah.
Yeah.
He's the backup. Backup. They got somebody else. They have
Jimmy G.
Jimmy G. He's
Come
bad.
on, bruh.
Stetson Bennett's bad.
Stetson's better than Jimmy G.
He's worse than
I'll take that
he's
to the
worse than
grave.
Tyson Bagent. Tyson Bagent's better than that guy.
Tyson Bagent's one of the best backups in the league, actually. Yeah.
I hate ragging on the hometown kid, but Desmond Ritter's had more clock than him.
God.
Well, yeah,
God.
because they gave him a
All
chance.
right.
They wanted
Yeah,
him to be the
Desmond
guy.
Ritter. Yeah, Desmond
They tried
Ritter.
to make him the guy in
He's
Atlanta.
at the
Somebody
Raiders
signed
now.
him.
Yeah,
He's
I
at the
know.
Raiders.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
nice.
Well,
He sucks. I wish
speaking
he
of
was good. Damn.
I was
speaking of
rooting for
quarterbacks,
him just because he's from here.
I know, me too, man. But it was cool that he
I
got traded
seen
for Rondo Moore. That was cool when they got
Yeah.
traded.
yeah, that's the craziest thing that's ever happened.
Yeah,
That's the craziest thing that's ever happened.
Saint
You
X
can't
returning player. Yeah,
we need somebody to crunch the numbers on that. The odds of that is so
Right.
slim. I mean, in the
Right.
millions. It's in the
oh
millions.
for sure.
It's
I
got to
agree.
be. But yeah, man, I think we got the last game here. I think we're on the board there with Georgia. We'll see. I think closer, not close. I think Georgia's going to get the dub there and kind of keep it rolling. I don't think they're going to win the Natty, but we'll see. Another
No.
team that I think their clock might strike midnight this week is BYU. I think it's very close. I mean, they've been saved by the refs last week. They got saved by last second touchdowns. Pulling drives out of nowhere and just barely getting it done every week. They get bailed out. I think Ragslaff or whatever his name is,
Red
Ragslaff
Slime.
or yeah, he's not that good. I don't like him. Kansas, I think they're going to win. But what do you all think? Do you all think BYU can keep it alive somehow?
I think, yeah, I think they do actually. Only because they're at home though. Home at night, them fans are actually they're not bad. They're not bad fans there. Kansas fans ain't gonna travel like that either. I
No.
don't assume. So they probably won't have
No.
anybody there for real.
No.
The night game
Yeah.
helps a lot. If it's a day game, honestly, probably take Kansas, man. But that means a lot in college football, like a lot.
Yeah.
Uh, Jalen Daniel hasn't proved that he can get a big win this year. He's beat some teams, but he ain't had a huge win. They almost beat Kansas State, but they just can't close games. And this is another game that's going to be close. I think they only win if they're outscoring teams by a lot. This game's going
Yeah.
to be close. I think BYU pulls it out because they just look right now, man. I don't think they're good, but they look like just a team of destiny that's going to finish the regular season undefeated.
What do you
So
think, Caleb? It's
they
two and a
only
half.
give up 19 points a game.
Yeah, their defense is good.
Their defense is pretty stout. I'll say that. And so it's really just a matter of their offense can click because their offense hasn't been clicking the last 2 weeks. They can get some special teams plays like last against Utah where they got the kick return. They can get something like that. And like you said, it's at home. Kansas ain't going to travel that late at nighttime, and they're not very good this year. Uh, BYU, I don't know. It's hard to say. BYU is probably going to win, but I'd like to see an upset. I'd
Yeah,
like to
I
see
would
it.
be surprised. Like I said, I would take
I want
BYU.
the upset for Colorado's sake. Honestly, that's what it is. I mean, BYU loses, that opens the door wide open for Colorado to get in that Big 12 championship game. So,
Oh yeah,
No,
Colorado needs
I
their loss,
agree.
don't they? Because K State got the tiebreaker over
yep,
Colorado. Yeah,
yep,
that's
Hear this
need
though.
K State to lose or BYU to lose. Yeah.
yep. One of them.
Well, I don't know who would have the tiebreaker between Colorado and BYU either.
Yeah, that's a good question.
BYU would only have one loss. They
Yeah,
both have one conference loss. So I don't know how that would work. Hopefully
yeah.
Colorado would get denied, but
It'd
maybe
be
I don't know how it works.
it'd be interesting.
Yeah, for sure. Like I said, I wouldn't be surprised at all about the upset, man. Kansas offense is good, great running backs,
Yeah,
good receivers, good
they're
tight
high
end.
powered. I agree.
They're good at every position on offense. So
Yeah, no, I agree. I think looking here at BYU's schedule, man. I mean, if you, I just
SMU,
don't know how they've Kansas State. Yeah, that was a great win. That was for their best win all year.
SMU,
They held Kansas State to 9, but SMU didn't have their quarterback. SMU was going on the 2 quarterback system for who God knows why. I don't
yeah.
know why they were doing that, but I mean,
Well,
teams do
Preston
that.
Stone
But
was great last year, so they didn't want to. They
yeah,
wanted to give him chances. They wanted to give him a chance. He dominated last year, actually.
Yeah, he was a beast last year.
Yeah, you see, nobody knows. Like nobody, everybody forgets that he about to hit the portal. Hopefully, he might go somewhere and be good
Yeah.
next year.
Is he a
yeah, I think
junior or what? Is he,
I think
if
so.
they would have started the other dude,
He might
Jennings, right?
be able to take a red shirt year. He might not only play 4 games.
come on over to Louisville. We'll take him.
Yeah, he's better than
Yeah,
Shuck,
they
I
need
think.
somebody. Shuck's bad, man. I
Shuck's
cannot believe
not bad
Baum's
though.
doing that. He needs
Shuck
a
ain't the
freaking
reason why they lose. I'll tell
I
you
swear they put up
that.
45 against Miami in the loss. Like, come
I
on.
just hate that, like, so they're in the conference to, if they win their amount of games, they can be in the playoffs. Once you're out of that playoffs and you have a 6 year senior, he's obviously not going to play in the NFL or he'd have done been gone, in my opinion.
It's like he's 7th year senior.
Yeah, so he's 25 and married. You need to start getting the freshman quarterbacks and the sophomore, your backups, the reps. You need to see who's going to be your quarterback next year. You need to give them the rep. You can't get better on the bench.
If I was willing to bet, man, I would say their quarterback's going to come from the portal again. But
Oh yeah,
I just don't think they got a quarterback on the roster that's a difference maker. Pierce Clarkson, they clearly don't trust him. Um,
and I don't get. I mean, he played one series this year. It didn't look good, but that I don't blame that on him. I agree. Since we signed him last year, I've been ready for him.
I just don't trust him. It looks like though, and that says a lot. If you ain't even putting them in when they're blowing teams out, which they haven't blown
Right.
many teams out though, honestly.
No,
Most of
that's
the
his
games,
first couple weeks now.
yeah, most of the games been pretty close. But one drive, you think you could get them 5 or 6 sprinkled in here or there.
Right.
I
Yeah,
agree.
no, I agree. I think it's been a wild year. I think BYU is getting by. They've had some good wins looking back on it, but they haven't had that. I think just amazing win that just takes that they're going to win this game. They're 2.5 point favorite right now. I think Kansas finally plays the game. In the football they've been trying to play all year. They've been playing better, but I think this will be their biggest win of the year. Obviously, I mean BYU at number 7 is crazy. Just to
Yeah.
see that.
It
I
don't
mean,
even
just to see
sound right.
yeah, just to see them get the 27th overall is just wild to me. I really
Yeah.
hope they don't ruin it for Colorado, but we'll see some changes here, guys. I think we're going to really see some changes here this week. Is there any team do you think takes a big jump up or down this week?
Mm,
So let's see. Let's see. Obviously, if Georgia does pull the task, Tennessee is going to drop out of that top 12. Um, so this is just the rankings. This isn't the playoff rankings, right?
you
Nope, but
think
let's go ahead and
you
get the
think they
playoff.
fall
This
to
is the
12?
rankings
Nice,
right here.
nice,
Yeah,
nice,
this is
nice.
what we need. Really, this is
Yeah,
important.
yeah. Okay, okay.
So we got Boise. They got Boise State getting in right now at 12, which I think that is insane.
So the highest,
Because I don't care. They
the
got the
highest.
best running back. Congrats. But I think they get mollywopped by Colorado. I'm not even being biased. I think they get mollywopped by SMU.
Oh,
Well, you
Is
see who
shot.
they got them playing? Ohio State. That's not going to be a game.
SMU. They might
Yeah,
beat. They
SMU's
might
some
beat SMU.
dogs. I
They
think.
might beat
there's
SMU.
some dogs.
They almost beat Oregon though, bro.
Caleb knows
They're
more
good.
than
Boise
anybody.
State's legit. They're good. They got good receivers too.
Caleb knows more than anyone. SMU some dogs. You know how I tell
I know
you?
the dogs too. I took them to beat Louisville before
Because
they were.
Caleb beat me in college 25 with SMU. I had Colorado in college 25, and he beat me with SMU.
That'd
Hey,
be a great.
Preston Stone on college football is disgusting.
Really,
Yeah, bro.
he's better
I
than
haven't
Jennings.
played with him.
You
We're
better
gonna
than who?
Jennings.
Jennings, the starter,
Oh
the
yeah.
guy that they're playing now.
Preston Stone was the starter,
Yeah.
so I
Like on
never
the
even
game,
played
on
with
the
Oh,
game.
back
Jennings, so
then,
I
yeah.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
because at the beginning of the season he
Kevin
was
Jennings
starting on
probably
the
like
game.
86
Yeah,
now or something.
that how it is with Colorado. They have Charlie Offerdahl starting or
I
whatever
know,
running
right?
back. I got to take him down and put him in third string.
He hasn't played in a while.
He sucks. But yeah, I
But
mean, what do you all think? I mean, okay,
um,
I guess the question here, looking at this, what team is rated too low, and what team just really doesn't belong in here? If you all think? I'm gonna go ahead and say Boise State. I think they don't belong, and I think a team that's rated too low right now is still Indiana. I don't care if it's just 1 or 2 slots. I still think they're rated too low.
yeah,
Yeah,
right.
I disagree. Oh, who? Okay, so first question: who would you replace Boise with?
So
Army?
Indiana should be 5 strictly because they're undefeated. Ohio State has a loss. I understand it's to the number one team in the nation,
They're about
but
to
they're in
lose.
the same conference, and until Indiana loses, I think that should be flopped from 5 to 7. Ohio State at 7. Well, no, actually, no. Ohio State beat Penn State, so Ohio State should be at 6. Indiana at 5, Penn State at 7. I think them three teams need to be adjusted a little bit.
Well, I just think they go with who would be favored on neutral field, Ohio State or
Right.
Indiana. You know,
Well, I heard
let's be
something
real,
that
bro.
these teams. I heard something. May have been the Pat McAfee show. I don't remember where, but these schools have the option. The teams that are going to be playing at home have the option to be at a neutral site if they want to be.
Mm,
Why would you want to do that though?
I agree.
damn.
That's what I. But something about Indiana has the chance to play at Lucas Oil Stadium, and
Mm.
More
that's
people.
why I would do that if I was in Indiana.
Okay, yeah, that's more people for sure.
Yeah.
Um, who would you replace Boise State with though? That's what I want to know.
Texas A&M.
You can't.
I just would, but I'm just saying no. But I'm
They
just
get
saying they're better.
they get a lot. They're a lock though right now. It's the 5 highest ranked conference champs.
So
We'll have to choose a conference champ to
it
replace them with,
messes me
basically.
up that
Basically, Army. Oh, you put Army in
Miami's
there
the
over?
only ACC team when SMU is right there, and I thought the goal was to have like the not all of them maybe work that way, but the championship teams for the ACC, Big Ten, SEC, Big 12 are like in this playoff, and there's only one ACC team, so I don't understand that.
That's
What I'm
fair.
saying.
It's they would beat BYU, man. You know, but that's a big loss.
Miami and
Even
SMU
in
belong.
Miami and SMU, huh? I think Miami actually is pretty
Yes.
weak. Their defense sucks so bad.
track, their offense. I mean, your offense will put up 30 and 500 yards of offense, but they're going to give up 30. So I mean,
Yeah,
yeah, I agree.
absolutely, dude.
I
Like they're
agree.
not a
But I
real
would
playoff
not.
team. They're a playoff offense, but
Yeah,
not
But
a
I,
playoff team. I don't
yeah,
think.
but I
I
wouldn't be
agree.
surprised if I turn on my TV and it's a playoff game and Miami's beating the shit out of BYU.
So
Okay,
here's what I'm worried
I
about.
agree with that one. BYU's yeah, but BYU I don't think is gonna make it.
All the teams
But
that aren't
speaking of
like
BYU, yeah,
the Indianas, the Boise States, the BYU's. Say these teams go in here and stink it up, just get blown out. I feel like I'm worried the college committee and be like, should we really have a 12-team playoff? Because clearly there isn't 12 competitive teams that can play off. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So we need a Boise State or a BYU or a Colorado or someone that isn't a big school to come and upset one of these big schools to prove
Indiana.
that this playoff bracket is a great idea.
I love
Yeah.
it on paper. You know, like some of the matchups aren't great, but Notre Dame Tennessee would be a great game. I think.
And I don't think that's happened since we've been born. I
Right,
mean,
I don't remember it. Ole Miss, Penn State, don't remember them
yeah,
playing either.
exactly. Them would be
So
great
new
matchups.
matchups, that's what's great about it. New
Yeah,
matchups
I
you don't
agree.
get to see. You know what I mean? So that's the coolest thing.
Yeah,
It was just 4 teams. Yeah, there's probably 4 teams that are coming every year, not more than that. But it's the
right.
point of it just gets monotonous. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? The
yeah,
same teams in it every year, dude. It was getting old, so I like to switch up. It
yeah.
was always Georgia, Ohio
Ain't never,
State,
s- ain't
Bama,
never
Clemson.
seen Indiana in a football playoff bracket. Now look at it. So I
Oh,
mean,
Yeah,
I'm
a
here
lot.
for it.
This would
I'm
be,
saying.
Boise State's first, Miami's first, BYU's first, Ole Miss's first, Penn
Them
State.
years, I can't. Y'all would know better than me. Them years with the Statue of Liberty play was the champ. If they had been then, Boise State could have been in the championship game if there was a playoff back then.
Absolutely, yeah.
When they
That
had
Oklahoma team was
Kellen,
no
when
joke.
they
They
had
beat.
Kellen Moore, I think that
Yeah.
was their best team. But I was going to ask you all that. Do you all think the Boise State team now is better than the Boise States back then, or do you think this
Mm.
team would beat those older teams,
So
or no?
no,
Man,
I
that game
think
against Oregon sways me a lot. They only lost because of special teams. Their offense and defense outplayed Oregon. You know, they gave up 2 return touchdowns. Man, come on,
yeah,
that's tough. That's a tough way to lose. But that tells you they played better in offense and defense in Oregon. So I mean, I think they're legit. I think if Ohio State plays them, Ohio State beat Nebraska by 3. Man, they're not exactly juggernauts. I don't think. So I think that would be a great game. I think Boise State could hang with them.
So the what helps Boise State is Ohio. I went to Ohio State Marshall game, and I've watched a lot of Ohio State. They start off slow. Boise State could put up 10, 14 points in that first quarter because Ohio State, like I said, their first quarters they don't score or they
Yeah.
only get a field goal. So they come punch them in the mouth first. Then that Boise State Ohio State game looks completely different.
Yeah, you're right. I was just at the Ohio State Purdue game last weekend. The first quarter, they ugly, ugly.
Yeah.
They pulled away at the end, of course, because Purdue's like the worst power group of
Yep.
4 team in the country. But Purdue, they suck. But Ohio State, yeah, they're not that great. We'll see how good they are next week, though. Indiana, Ohio State, ready for ready for that game next week. Hopefully,
If Ohio
hopefully.
State loses, that'll be 2 losses. That might hurt them.
Oh yeah, they might not get in. They don't have any great wins outside of Penn State.
Yeah,
They
and if they do meet Michigan, it's not impressive this year.
no, Michigan sucks. Yeah, everybody beats them. But they got 5-5 or something.
Yeah, they're like
What do you think,
500. Yeah,
Dan? Who you think's overrated, underrated on this list?
Man,
Indiana, okay, Indiana. Who's overrated?
you don't like
man,
Tennessee.
I
Indiana's
don't like
underrated.
Tennessee. I think
Yeah,
Miami.
resume.
I think if I had to take a team out, all the way out, Boise State. But like you said, if we're going to have to replace them, we have to kind of replace them with a conference champion, and that's where it kind of leads me with the two ACC programs, which I really think Miami and SMU could be in the playoff. They should be.
I agree.
We see these teams come in. They're my real big dark horse right now is SMU, not to win it all, but just to really make things interesting. And they have made things interesting, but the reason they have is because they're in this new conference. They're in the ACC now, which that's where
That's
I
a
want
big
to
deal.
get in. I want to get into next is if people don't remember because time's passed and it's been a crazy season, but SMU bought their way into this conference this past year. They spent $200 million to get into this conference. They
Crazy.
scrounged up. They had guys. If you want to read this here, now I'll read it. Now to make up for forgoing media rights revenue distribution and first time in 9 years in the conference, and it says SMU basically went around and got $200 million in donation commitments from schools' richest boosters. Now that equates to about $22 million per year. So they went ahead and got basically the ACC said, "You're going to come in here and come to our conference. You're going to have to basically." Pay your way in, and that's what they did. They paid $200 million to get into this conference, and they're potentially about to win it first year.
First
I mean,
year.
Yeah, great story,
crazy.
man. It's an underrated story, really. Nobody really talks about it. They've always been since the death penalty, they never fully made it back.
Yeah.
It looks like they might be now, though.
They beat the conference runner ups at home. I mean, Louisville was in the ACC championship last year. They went into Louisville and beat them.
Yeah,
So I
you're right.
mean,
They beat them. I mean, they only won by 7. It was a great game, but
but they held their own. They could have won by more than 7. I mean,
yeah, I thought they outplayed them pretty well.
yeah, I agree. They
I don't
outplayed
think
Louisville.
Miami will make it if they have 2 losses. I don't think they have enough good. Who's their best win? Is somebody gonna answer that? Can y'all?
Who's best win?
Who's their best win? Louisville.
Miami. Yeah.
Louisville's their only good win,
They went and almost got beat by Cal.
and Virginia Tech. Yeah.
Yeah, I
It's a
mean,
great question.
If they lose 2 games, I don't think they'll make it. I don't think they got the resume, and I don't think they got the defense in the committee room. Else, I guess defense is going to get lit up by anybody they play that's worth the shit, and
yeah.
that's what's going to happen. That's my opinion. I don't think if
I just
SMU beats them, yeah, I think
what
only one
got to take
might
in
make it.
what
Unless
got to take in
Clemson
you
might
got to
make it.
take into account is politics, man. You've seen them give away. They gave them the first win of their season, right? That Hail Mary. I mean,
Yeah.
they've been
Yeah,
wanting
inclusive.
Miami to win all year. They've been
Yeah.
wanting Miami to win all year. You're going to have to beat them twice in a game to beat them, and I just don't think the committee will leave them out. Do I think they're the most talent? They're the top 12 talented? Honestly, I don't. I think they're too willy nilly, too crazy. They are too. They rely on just the. I've always said last stream, if you take a stopwatch on their plays, I guarantee you they have the longest plays. They have to wait till the play breaks down. They're making plays barely, stuff just barely getting by, and they get kind of bailed out, and that caught up with them. We've seen it, and I think it really exposed them. If they didn't have Restrepo and Ward, I mean, they'd be
Yeah.
SOL.
Take Cam Ward off that offense, and they're barely 500. I
Oh
mean,
yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
He
Yeah, for
hasn't played,
sure.
and he hasn't played as good as some people thought. I mean, he hasn't played as I think he was leading in a game in passing, but there's too many balls where I'm like, all right, a little too much on that. All right, there's a little too off. I'm
He's
like,
playing great. You're being
he's playing
nitpicky.
great college. He's playing a
You're
great
being
college
nitpicky.
season. He's playing great college, but he's not the pro. He's not the pro. He's not the second best pro prospect.
Well, I agree.
So
Who do you think is set number 2?
that's what we're going
Jackson
to talk
Dart.
about. Okay, I want to go into that here. I
Dart,
got the
really.
graphic for that here.
Dart's
What
been
we're going to
playing
do,
great ball all year. I mean,
I
it's
see
just
a
the
really
offense. I can't trust
weird.
a quarterback coming out of the offense. It's so made for a quarterback. NFL's not just so different.
What do you all think about this right here? Just take a look at this right here. This was some, those kind of build your favorite quarterback. These are the most, consistent. This is the best. And I think this list is inaccurate because how do you have Cam Ward as the best, just overall best in the quarterback category? I've seen this. I'm like, all right, we got to talk about this
I guess
now. What do
If
y'all
you're
think?
talking college, he can run. He has a better runner than Shooter Sanders. I'm just saying. So overall, best. I get
Is
it.
he a better runner, or is he needed to run more, and he
I
just
mean,
doesn't stand in the pocket and throw
he's
it
a better
like
runner.
Shedeur
For sure.
does?
He's a beast running. I can't lie.
I don't
Shooter.
agree with Jalen Milrow, and I mean, have they seen Shador and Cam Ward sling the ball, bro?
No, I'm
No.
saying that's why, like, I'm not
Yeah,
bringing this up as like I agree.
Cam
Like
Ward's
some of
deep
these,
balls.
like yeah, with Cam Rising, let it go. I feel that, and like NFL prospect. How do you put and that's actually kind of backing up what maybe I say. I think the best is wrong, but they're pretty much saying Cam Ward's the best college quarterback, but they're saying Shadur's the best NFL pro prospect.
Yeah,
Which I
yeah.
don't think. Which
That'll make
Shooter's better
sense.
than him at college. He's better than him in high school. He's better. He went to Incarnate Word for a reason. I mean, I'm sorry, but he went to Incarnate Word for a reason. I just don't think he is the best quarterback and consistent. How is he the most consistent quarterback?
He
How is
goes for three.
consistently inconsistent?
He goes for 300
I
every game. That's how I guess. I don't
I
know.
would assume the most accurate would be the most consistent.
Curtis Rourke,
Right.
most accurate. Wow.
Thank you.
How about
Yeah, the
Curtis
most. Yeah,
Rourke? Over
exactly. And I think, I mean, if you really want to go accurate, I mean, I thought Dylan
Accurate.
Edwards. I thought he's he leads them in completion percentage. It's like crazy. He
Dylan
leads them by
Edwards?
like yeah, it's nuts. But
Who's the
yeah.
other running back?
I just want to throw that up there because I just thought that was kind of interesting. Because I'm like, all right, we need to start maybe thinking of like who are these pro prospect. I really think there's only 3 this year, and that's if Melrose leaves. I mean, we'll see. I really only think there's 3
I
NFL
don't.
guys this year.
I don't know if Milrow goes and plays NFL quarterback.
Oh, really?
He's a big boy. He's huge.
He is big. I
Fast?
like that.
That's the difference between him and Lamar. Is Lamar just wasn't thick. He's like 240 running around.
I
Like
think he's fast.
he's fast. He's big. I think they go.
He's
I
got too
think they
much
attempt to
AR in
move
him.
him. They're gonna try to move him. He may not do it, but I think
I
they'll
think
try to
he's
move
more
him.
accurate than AR already, honestly. But how about the freshman from
Yeah.
Mississippi State, Michael Van Buren? Y'all seen him play any?
No, I
No,
have
the
not. I
freshman
have
is
not.
he? Well, we do have our. We want to get some lists here.
He's
We got
pretty good,
true
man.
freshman standouts that have been kind of going crazy. Now we got Dylan Stewart, who we talked about, or part of that tandem there on the edge. Jeremiah Smith, big time. Then we got Jordan Seaton, who was the #1 tackle last year, who is the only really, I guess, bright spot on the Colorado offensive line. People want to say the center is, the Cash Cleveland guy, the guy that started last week, but people don't know he got Cash Cleveland there because he was
Yeah,
his center at IMG.
Right.
So you
yeah.
can
Well,
really
throw the
attest
ball.
that to Jordan Seaton. But it's crazy to see these true freshmen ball now. I mean, 18, 19-year-olds out here. They're saying Dylan Stewart's going to get maybe up to $2 million next year to stay.
I,
How they not got your boy from Bama on
I
there?
think it was just last week.
Yeah, this was
Okay.
just for week 11.
Okay.
That's what he
Okay.
said.
I was
No,
thinking
my
too when
bad.
I first
I
read
meant
it. I
to
was
put that
like,
in
Ryan
there.
Williams is
No,
better than
yeah, it
everybody.
says up the top. He doesn't. He should have put it maybe different. But this is with
It
On
says week
Three.
11 though. Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't. This is just for last week, but I just wanted
Okay.
to kind of put on there because I want to highlight Jordan Seaton. But these are just some
He's a
other guys
beast.
we want to do.
Yeah,
He's a
he's really
beast,
good,
man.
man. Looking like a top 5, top 10 pick in 2 years.
And luckily they got him for 2 more years. Y'all
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
think
have to.
Prime stays or you think Prime goes?
yeah. If they get Julian
He's
Lewis like they're
staying.
supposed to,
Yeah, he's staying. He's staying.
Julian Lewis about to
Yeah.
commit. If they get
I
him,
don't
then
think he goes
they,
anywhere.
they said the only
No,
NFL job he takes the Cowboys unless they offer him.
He ain't trying to deal with no grown men, crybabies, none of
He said
that.
he would take the Cowboys job. That's the only one.
no, I agree. I think he's gonna stay. I
Unfortunately,
think he'll
those
get
guys
some
do it too
offers.
much. It's too much.
I think he'll pull a what's the UConn's coach's name? The basketball coach. What's his name?
Dan Hurley.
I think he pulls a Dan Hurley where he entertains some people and ends up getting a raise wherever where he's already at.
If he
So
ever leaves, it'd be to Florida State.
but
Yeah,
supposedly their relationship's like not good. Supposedly like him and Florida State got beef and like
Okay.
he always I don't know what it is, but I don't know what happened internally, but they said like he always says he goes, yeah, I played football at Florida State, but I went to school at yada yada community because that's where he technically got his degree from. Because
Right.
I think there's like some beef for there. I don't know what it is. I
Wow.
think maybe because they didn't recruit Shador. I don't know, but supposedly there is beef. But I know there's beef with him and Auburn because Auburn wanted him last year, but they said, all right, we want you, but we don't want your son to come over and do the social media, Deion Sanders Jr. and all the.
Yeah. No.
He didn't want him to do all that, which
Package
they
deal.
look they look so stupid. They look
Yeah.
so dumb now. I'm like,
Yeah.
why wouldn't you take Deion
yeah. Their
Sanders?
coach sucks, bro.
It's been
He's
crazy.
crazy.
One guy I want to talk about. Speaking of coaching, now we've seen Lane Kiffin get a big win last week, and we've seen him get probably his best win at Ole Miss, and
It was. It
He's
was
getting some wins in recruiting as well. He's been able to flip some guys here, some Alabama guys. Then we got Dante Core and Caleb Cunningham. So he's been able to flip these two guys. I think, honestly, if the Florida Gators are smart, they go ahead and get this dude and they bring everybody over who they're flipping now. And the Florida Gators is just hoping that they, make the right decision. But we're kind of just bring that up because if speaking of Florida, they are supposedly going to get the decommit Tremel Jones. He just decommitted from Florida State. It's been predicted last week, which was actually on our show. It was predicted. It actually has happened. So this may be the quarterback of the future there for Florida. We got some
okay.
film here, Caleb. Maybe what do you think?
I
Do you think
mean,
Florida? Do you think Florida needs a quarterback and a coach, or do you think they just need a quarterback? What do you
we
think?
don't. Oh yeah, I'll let him go first. I'll let him go first.
The coach is, yeah. I mean, what's his second or third year now? I mean,
Third.
no improvement. I mean, actually declining. I would say. I don't think I can blame the quarterback solely. I think coach has got to go.
Man, the quarterback ain't the problem. Did you see that last slide we just talked about? Did you see the number? Did you see the potential one? Did you see
Yeah.
who it was? Number one
Yeah.
potential in the whole country, DJ Lagway, bro. It ain't the quarterback. He got hurt though. Graham Mertz got hurt. This year was really unfortunate, honestly. You know how I feel. We should be Georgia and Tennessee. If we didn't have quarterback injuries, we're ranked in the top 25 right now. So injuries play a big part in the season. We got. I
Yeah.
mean, this year it played. It was on our. We were on the wrong end of it. Sometimes you're on the right side of it. You stay healthy. We were on the wrong end of it this year. 2 times we're beating top 10 teams, and the quarterback gets hurt during the game. I mean, that's not cool.
Yeah. I say coach has got to go, and y'all got the money. I don't.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
definitely got the
no
money.
buyout problem, man. They got the money. I just
Well, we
think
can't keep buying everybody. Jesus, they're already paying 3 coaches or something.
what I want to bring up here is I kind of, I guess I obviously agree with Caleb. I think they need an overhaul. I think Lagway's good. I don't think Lagway. I got to see some more. I got to see a little bit more from him to think he's like the end all be all. Like just
Yeah.
because we're in this nature where they can go get
Okay.
anybody from
I
any
got it
team.
somewhere.
You don't
They
need
can go
nobody
get.
else.
Well, I think they need at least some security. They need a backup.
Yeah,
They need
Terrell. Yeah,
they
great
need
backup.
somebody. They need somebody to come in at camp and compete with them and be a potential starter. They need GJ Lagway to look over his shoulder in a healthy way.
Yeah, I
He
think
need to
we.
know that he's not the guy, no matter if he goes out there and throws 5 picks.
Oh, for
Like
sure, I agree. Right now, our third stringer sucks. That's what's cooking our season. We were at least
I'm
getting. We were playing close every game. At least now we're just getting our ass kicked.
I'm
Um,
getting every booster I know and calling Urban Meyer to come back.
I don't know if we need that, man.
Urban,
I would love it, but I
Urban.
don't know if we
It's
need
been
that.
almost 20 years. Whatever happened. It's over. It's done with. Fresh
Yeah.
start. Come save our
Yeah,
program.
I would love it. I mean, he would fix it probably.
Well,
He's
he's
one of the
he's
best
right
ever.
now. He's teaching at Ohio State. I
Is
think
he?
he's waiting for Ryan Day to get fired, dude. I
And
think he's waiting because, and
boy,
a lot of people, if you don't know, Pete Carroll is also teaching a class at USC right now.
I didn't know that. I thought he was.
Well, he
Thought
comes
he
back.
moved up to the office of the Seahawks. I didn't realize he left the Seahawks in general, in total.
Yeah, yeah, he's teaching a class at USC
He
supposedly,
might
and
still be
so
at the
and
Seahawks, honestly.
he
Y'all
might be
got the
like an
money for
analyst.
either
Like,
one of those.
yeah, he might be like an analyst, but I know he's teaching a class
He's
at
too old to coach
USC.
anymore. He ain't coming back.
You think they said Rex Ryan might be coming back?
Oh my god, who's hiring him?
They say the Jets might be.
Oh my god,
But
they were last time they were good though.
y'all
Two
pull the
AFC
I
championships.
know.
craziest thing in the world and fucking get old Saint Nick to come out of retirement.
Oh my
Yeah,
God,
two. Hey,
I think he's gonna be definitely be back, man.
two
I
Yeah, I
think
AFC
think
he's
he's
definitely
missing
gonna
it
be
too
back.
much. He's missing it too much.
I just think when it's cool to like be like, all right, I can do better than him, but when you think you can do better than anyone, you more than likely can. You might as well come back. He just doesn't like dealing with that NIL bullshit, man. That
I think
NIL
if they
stuff
could
is
figure
is
that out, he'll come back.
it's
If they could,
running everybody out the game. Supposedly, it's about to run Dan Lanning to the NFL. Supposedly,
yeah.
Dan Lanning is about to go to the NFL. What do y'all think about that?
I don't blame him, man. You get paid. I mean, you get paid a little more, not too much, but it's so much easier to coach grown men.
You think
Yeah,
it's easier to coach grown men?
Well, it depends on your. Well, honestly, it depends on the organization. I guess a lot of.
if they're not Hassan Riddick, I guess, huh?
It depends on it depends on the org for sure.
Yeah,
But a lot of organizations, you don't hear anything and no problems about. Like even some bad teams, you don't hear no problems from the organization.
right.
I think it's easier to coach. Yeah. If you have some good guys, all you need is a couple of leaders in the locker room.
Well, I
So
think the only thing pro I think with you can see it with Boston College. They can bench a guy and he can't go and transfer in the NFL. You know, so you seen they just had Boston College's Castellanos. He is
Yeah,
transferring.
so give Bill O'Brien 3 years and watch Boston College train.
Oh, I know, man. They're going to
They're
be
gonna be
Louisville. They're going
legit.
to be Louisville's
yeah,
new
they need a
rival.
quarterback.
Yeah.
I don't know why Grayson James is not better than Thomas Castellanos, so I don't know why he switched to him, but whatever.
Yeah, he left too because of it. So something really must have went down.
Yeah, I know. It was a weird benching though. The backup's just not good.
He just doesn't fit a Bill O'Brien system. When is Bill O'Brien's a run and pound guy? He's ground
Yeah.
and pound old school football.
He
He's
had
not this kind of guy, you know.
he
He was
had
running the shit out of Castellanos though.
I
yeah.
know, but
He's a good
I
runner though.
I
That's what
know, but I know, but like, there's then why did he? I don't get why he benched him because I feel
I
like he
don't
was just
either.
didn't want to do that anymore. I think he was
Right.
tired of maybe that way of running. He's like, all right, we tried it your way, and he probably blamed some shit on him. Who knows? Like,
I've
Right.
time
heard.
only is going to tell if he goes somewhere else and balls, and
I've heard
we'll
Florida
see.
State's in on him early. Florida State's in on him.
God, they need about 3 or 4 quarterbacks and just
Dude,
have
they
just
look.
time
They
out.
talked about we're leaving the ACC because they got robbed out of the playoffs last year, and we they try to say they carry the ACC every year. Just
Yeah,
turn around and do what they did this year.
yeah, one win, dude.
One win, started top 5 in the nation.
It's pretty. I love it. It's the best thing ever.
Yeah, I
Um,
bet you do love it.
Takes the
I
pressure
mean,
off.
I like it too.
The
I don't like Norvell. Norvell's losing commits left and right too.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I know. To rivals too.
Yeah, it's done, man. It's done. I
Well,
think they'll be looking who they get. I think they might try to get Signetti. Maybe throw Signetti a bag.
this year and next year's should be the last 2 years that we're dealing with COVID kids
Yeah,
like DJ Ugala, however to say his last
Yeah, you
yeah.
name.
got
Ukulele.
Yeah, Shuck and Cam Rising, all them are 6 and 7 year seniors. I mean, they're just holding on to every last hope they can to play some football.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
last year with Louisville, Jack Plummer or Jake Plummer, I
Jack.
used to
yep,
call him Jake the Plumber.
I wish he was
yeah.
Jake Plummer.
Uh,
Jake
He,
Plummer was good.
he's
Got
on a practice
uh,
squad somewhere, bro. It's
Commanders.
crazy.
he started a preseason game for Carolina this year and
Yeah, he
against
played the whole
Louisville.
game. And he was. I think
That
some of my coaches though. Shane Beamer might get a promotion.
yeah, all the COVID kids are about to be out of college, where it's about to they're all grown men. Really, they ain't even kids no more. So where it's
Yeah,
about to start being kids again.
Yeah, NCAA
yeah.
still give you 6 years for no reason nowadays. I mean,
Yeah.
Well, they seen Pavia. Y'all seen Pavia just got denied his hardship. You know, he tried to get this a 7th year. He tried to get his maybe a 6th or 7th year. He's kind of been everywhere too. Pavia was in JUCO. Then he went to what, New Mexico or New Mexico
yeah, New
State?
Mexico State
New
last year.
Mexico State, yeah.
Yeah, New Mexico State. So then, yeah, they just denied him this week on, on his hardship. He's not going to get another year. They said in the hardship, though, in the paperwork, they didn't say he wants to stay there. They said in the paperwork, this is, hindering his future earnings elsewhere. So it's like he had plans to transfer. He wanted to transfer, and it looks like they're not going to give it to him. I think they're going to, the NCAA is finally going to step up here, I think, and finally do something I've kind of, look at admirable. They're like, all right, enough's enough, especially with the Cam Rising stuff. But what do you all think, I guess, of this? We're going to go over our final 6 here and get our quick picks just to kind of get a refresher before we head out of here. So first, I'll go ahead and go off. We'll just do one by one. I got Colorado first game. What do y'all got?
Yep, same.
Same.
Colorado? All right.
Colorado.
We agree on Clemson too, right? Clemson?
Yep.
We got Clemson too?
Yep.
All right. And then we're thinking South Carolina, or what do y'all think? Anybody got Missouri?
No,
South
No?
Carolina.
All
pretty
right. So we're
chalky
going to
this
be all.
week.
We'll be Owen. We'll see. We'll see. I like this. I like how we're going here. Right now, we first left side here. We're all in the same boat here. This is a toss up. I think is more as I kind of think about it. I think Arizona State, they might show up, but like you said, they might get blown out. But I want to go ahead and get a pick. I will pick Kansas State. Think it's going to be a little closer than people think. But what do y'all think?
I'm
Yeah,
taking
Kansas
Avery
State.
Bradley in Kansas State.
Oh, Avery Bradley. He's taking Avery Bradley. That's fire.
Okay. Okay.
Good
I
player.
like that. I like that. I like it.
I think it's a 3-point game or something like really close, but K State for sure.
All right, K State, and then SEC here. I mean, we'll see what Tennessee can do. We both got Georgia. We all got Georgia, I think. So we got Georgia maybe by a little, maybe by a lot. I guess you like Georgia here, right? Just by a little,
Georgia.
gent, right?
Close
Yeah.
game.
He likes the close game, and like I said, if Beck keeps it a close game, yes, but as long as he keeps the
Yeah,
ball on his team's
yeah,
side of the ball, and they're gonna win. They're gonna blow them out.
Nah,
yeah.
Dylan
Like
Sampson. Dylan Sampson's gonna run for 100 at least.
I think the only one we're gonna be different on is I'm gonna go with Kansas.
Are y'all both going
ooh,
Kansas?
I
Going
got
Kansas.
Kansas too. Give me Kansas.
Okay,
Same,
okay. I was
yeah.
a lone dog on the favorite here. BYU. Yeah, I'm going BYU. They keep the undefeated season.
We're being strictly biased on that pick, Jen.
I mean, I like Kansas too. I want them to
Yeah,
win. Yeah, I like Kansas football. They got
they just have. I'm okay
good
with
jerseys.
a game-winning drive here and there, but after that blown call last week or that call that shouldn't have been called, that defensive holding last week on BYU, I'm
Yeah,
out on them. Get them gone because
Yeah,
they should have lost last week.
yeah,
I don't think
you're
they should
right.
have done the defensive holding. The ball was never thrown. He was getting sacked on his freaking own 1 yard line, and
yeah,
they want to give them that game. I mean,
I know,
blows
I
my
know.
mind.
I agree with that call. That was weak,
yeah,
bogus.
yeah.
I wish I thought I had the video. I don't know if I don't have the video anymore. But yeah, man. We'll see what we go here on our top six. Do want to give a quick shout out. We'll see how Mount Healthy's doing there in their playoff run.
Let's go,
Like I
Jameer.
said, they have shout out the Jameers. Shout out the
Cheers.
Ty. Shout out the wide receiver Scott just transferred there. I mean, just committed to Youngstown State. He's going to be a Penguin. So shout out to him. And then they got some other guys too that are just out there making plays. So I'm gonna see if I can get a score on that. But yeah, then we got LC Bird and Jason Wright. Good luck to them before we head out of here. But we have a loaded lineup here. Got 6 games. We will get a full review top of the week there on Monday. And we'll Caleb, if you want to hop on, man. I mean, there's only right to have you on for a
Yeah.
review if we're gonna go here and do our picks, right?
I'll gladly join. Just let me know the time, and I'll be there, brother.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. Well,
Sounds
it
good,
was a
man.
pleasure having you on, man.
It was a
It was a
blast, guys. I
blast.
appreciate it for
Yeah,
sure.
man.
Hell
We'll
yeah,
see
hell
you
yeah.
soon.
Now, we did have some games on tonight. We'll see. I know there we didn't have any marquee games on tonight,
Yeah,
but we did have some games on. We had the Colorado State, Wyoming, and then we had UTSA, North Texas, UCLA, and Washington that just started there at
that'll be a
9.
good one.
It could be
Yeah,
close. Yeah.
yeah, we could see now. I'm seeing we can bring up some scores for tonight just before we head out of here. We got
Everybody's gonna be
Wyoming
watching
down.
the fight, though, man. Everybody's gonna watch Tyson Paul. That's what everybody. You got an hour.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody go watch that, man. I don't know how good it's gonna be. Hopefully, it ain't some Vegas BS, but I have high hopes for it. Let's go with Mike. Let's go Iron Mike.
And the
Iron Mike,
first, he's got to knock him out. He's got
got
Yeah,
to.
yeah. I
Got
mean, I
to.
don't care how old he is, man. Age is just a
to.
number.
Yeah,
I
I
just say
agree.
he's the
I
biggest
agree.
dog if he just goes in there and bites his fucking ear off.
You
Just
Dude,
go in
see,
there and bite his ear off.
I'm
Just do
here
it.
for it.
you
I'm
see,
here for
bro.
Just
it.
Got
do
the
it.
bro got the diamond. He got the diamond
Yeah, he
plate
got
in
the
his
ear
ear though.
cover. The ear
So if he
Yeah,
cover.
tries to bite him,
I
it's
like
gonna
that.
hurt that motherfucker.
Well, I guess our more than likely Trey Steiger and Max Clemens will probably be there. You know, with them
damn,
being
Yeah.
us
Brian.
high school, classmates there. They are millionaires. So shout out to them. And
Big
I bet
shout
they
out.
got
Hell
a
yeah.
bag on Paul tonight.
I tell
So we'll
people
see.
about that all the time. I was like, the people that really the masterminds behind Prime, I went to school, play football with them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Like,
crazy. Yeah,
and they're
it's
like,
a
you
whole.
would. They just can't get out of the head that I'm not talking about Logan Paul. I'm like, that's not who I'm talking about.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
Oh
no, I
yeah.
feel it. I feel it. It's they'll have a big whoever they'll have many ventures after that. We'll see. I mean,
Yeah,
that's just crazy. That's a whole other. I can talk about them forever, but it's been crazy. Now, as we want to do update before we head out of here, we do have some live score updates. We have Wyoming down 3-17 to Colorado State. Now, Chandler Morris, who going into last week, who was the nation's top leading passer for North Texas, he had a stinker last week, only put up 3 points, and they are down 7-14 to UTSA right now. So we're gonna see if they can do it. If as soon as we shine some light on North Texas, their quarterback, we're gonna see if he shits the bed. But UCLA and Washington did just start at 9, so nobody's yet to score there. And then at 10:15, Houston and Arizona. We'll see about that game. Fafita, he's got a long way up, to kind of winning some people back over on, beginning, what he thought they was going to be going into the season.
I think
yeah.
it's more on the coach. Brett Brennan not looking like a good hire at all. They gave him 5 years.
He
San Diego
won't last it.
San
He
Jose
won't be there.
State's coach. Jed Fish looked like he built him up great last year. Then 1 year it gets tore down. So not a
Yeah.
good look. Not a good look for Brennan first year. Let's see if he can rebound next year. He ain't
He
gonna have a
needs to.
million next year though either. So
Yeah,
I'm not counting on it. You got the best receiver in the country. He's gonna be gone. So
yeah.
Now, two games. I want to get just some other games that are outside of our top 6 that I do kind of catch my eye. I want to get your opinions on. Do you think Iowa State drops to Cincy this week? Do you think they
Mm,
could lose to Cincinnati?
I think they bounce back. You know, they lost two straight too after their undefeated start. But Cincinnati, I know they're playing better than they're expected.
I don't like the coach, so
I
give
can't
me
trust
Iowa State.
Satterfield. Yeah, I can't trust
Okay, I like
Satterfield.
it. Satterfield has had a very surprising year, man. I
Yeah,
thought
They
yeah,
that
had, yeah,
Satterfield
yeah.
was going to be horrible.
They
I
were
hate
yeah,
horrible last
Satterfield.
year. I thought it was going to be the same thing.
yeah,
He lost me, man, when he had that press conference a couple of years back, and he was in Louisville, and he said, man, I can't really think about these the kids. I got a whole career to think about. Like he was like, I got 20 years of coaching left or something like that. I'm like, why would you say that out loud?
yeah.
That's
He said
weird.
that, and I was just like, that was wild to me. But I think that could be an interesting game. Another game I want to get you all's quick insights on before we head out is Wisconsin and Oregon. Can Wisconsin slow up Oregon at all, or is just Oregon too hot right now?
Wisconsin can't score enough points.
Yeah, Oregon might be. I mean, Wisconsin may be able to hold Oregon like 28 instead of 40, but they can't match it with 28. So I mean,
Yeah,
No shot.
yeah, Oregon washes them.
Yeah,
yeah.
Oregon continues to look like the best team in the country.
Which,
I
like I
think
said
that it could.
earlier, I didn't believe it.
Yeah, nobody did the first
No.
few weeks. They've been playing
It's
great ball lately. No close games. Like
Yeah,
they ain't played down to competition, which
yeah.
says
Once it seemed like beating Ohio State unlocked something.
yeah, jump started them for sure. They
Yeah,
outplayed Ohio State way more than that 1 point show too.
yeah,
They
I
actually
agree.
no, they had way more yards and they missed a couple scoring opportunities that they had inside the 10. So
Yeah,
it could have been way more lopsided.
Yeah, I think yeah, like, with a thinner week than we've usually seen,
Yeah,
we're going to still see some games I think that'll surprise us. I mean, the game, I mean, we got a dogfight here, juggernaut Mercer versus Alabama. I mean, it's been I mean, we're going to see what we think here this
must be
week.
not and one though.
Yeah, I know they have had a good year there. I did see somebody was talking about that. But oh yeah, before we head out, y'all see John Gruden signed to Barstool Sports?
Yeah, I
Barstool.
did.
Yeah,
Yeah, 3-year deal, supposedly full time. He's going to be there, every day, on a full time show. So I was talking to Dalton the other day. I was like, Barstool has no X's and O's guys. They don't have no guys for X's and O's. I said that, and look what
they
happened.
got
They
the
went and
perfect guy.
they went and
Yeah,
got the
he's
perfect
great.
guy. They need that. It's the only thing that Barstool's missing, I think, is a guy that can break down a cover 2 and a cover
Yep.
3, and when you can break it down to where you're not just trying to outsmart your audience, and just make them sound like you're smarter, you can
Yeah,
kind of dumb it down a little bit, but they can still learn something. I think that more people will want that.
I agree.
Yeah,
100%.
I agree. Now, it's always good, like you said, to break down film. We'll have some film to break down here in our review show on Monday. We will have an update for you here and some final scores on the high school guys. Hopefully, we have some good news. But yeah, guys, I think we'll go ahead and end it on that. We'll see what happens on this. We think is going to be a little bit thinner of a week, but I think we're going to see some big games here. Like I said, me and Caleb, we got Kansas here. I think that'll maybe be a big upset, but maybe we'll see some other ones outside of that. But in the meantime, guys, I will see y'all soon, and y'all have a good one, man. We'll talk to y'all
Y'all
soon.
have a good one.
All right, yeah,
Appreciate y'all for having me on.
yeah, for sure,
See you
man.
guys.
See
Y'all
y'all
have a good
soon.
one. Everyone else, y'all have a great weekend. Peace out, man.
Yep, see ya.